Hey, welcome back. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Today wasn't too bad, and then tomorrow we're gonna do a little bit more work on adding and subtracting decimals, and then we'll do a quick quiz, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we're gonna move into multiplying decimals. All right, guys. So here's three questions. Like I tell you all the time, these three questions directly come from your quiz. If you can figure these three questions out, you're probably gonna do pretty good on your quiz. Tomorrow in the morning, you'll have a little bit more time to study and work on some math before we move on to this. All right, so let's look at this first question. The first question is: it rains 5/10 of an inch on Sunday and 18 hundredths of an inch on Monday. Kyle draws this model to find out how much more rain fell on Sunday than on Monday. What equation does the model represent? Okay, guys, first of all, you're going to have this. This is going to be a multiple choice question, so you're actually going to have to figure out more than one answer. I'm just going to walk through one answer with you. So overall, the important stuff is we want to find out which equation. Oh, when you highlight it, it looks different on the black. Does the model represent? All right, guys. They gave us some important information: 5/10 of an inch and 18 hundredths of an inch. But we could also go through and we could also count some of this up if we wanted to. So if I come over here and I got my colors, let me find a color I don't have on the screen yet. Let's go with rose gold. Let's go with brown, I guess. No, bronze. Let's go with gold. All right. First thing I want to do is I want to color in all the boxes I got shaded. Well, that's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. So I know all the boxes I have shaded is 5/10. And then I know when I look at my problem, it said Kyle draws the model to find how much more. I know that's going to become a subtraction problem. So I'm going to subtract my x's. So I figured out what was shaded in with blue, and that was half of my 100 block, or 5/10. And then I want to see my x's. Well, I have 1/10. So I have a whole tenth. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a total of 18 hundredths. And then I need to figure out my answer. Now I can work this out, or I could just count the boxes. So that's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, and then I have 2 hundredths. And that would be the answer for that. Now I could probably write this equation a couple different ways. I could probably write this. Actually, I don't know any other way I could write this. Let me see in your book real quick before I get twisted up. You only have to find one answer for this, so that would be the correct answer. Guys, make sure you look at what they shaded overall to the x's that they took away. All right, let's move on to the next problem. The next problem is going to be adding decimals. It's going to be really simple. And all it is add 3 and 6/10 plus 12 and 74 hundredths. So, guys, I need to write this in a way where everything's lined up. So, 3, 6/10 plus 12, 74 hundredths. Okay? Remember, if I have that over there and I don't have anything in the hundredths place, I know that 6/10 is the same as 60 hundredths. And then I'm going to subtract. I can't do 0 minus 4, so I'm adding. So I'm going to do plus 4, and then 6 plus 7 is 13. Carry the 1. 5 is 6, and then 16. So my answer to that should have been 16 and 34 hundredths. Guys, remember why I did that this way. Because I wanted to have all my place values lined up, and I wanted my decimal lined up. See, everything's lined up, all right? That's all we have to remember. Okay, final question is about a number line. I might actually be done in 5 minutes. I'm trying to rush through this video. That's why I'm talking super quick. All right, so the final question is, which equation is represented by the number line? So the first thing I want to do is I want to find out, what are we doing in the number line? Are we adding or are we subtracting? Well, if I look at this number line, I start at a high number and I end at a small number. Because I start all the way over here, and then when I'm finally done, I'm all the way over here. So I need to figure out what's going on. So I think this is going to be subtraction because we're taking away. So let's see what we're going to take away. So I'm going to have 3 and 7/10, because that's where we started, right here. 3 and 7/10. And then I'm going to subtract. So let's see how much they took away. Well, they went from 3 and 7/10 to 2 and 7/10. So that would be a subtraction. So they subtracted one whole number there. And then they took away one little move. But let me figure out, is that tenths or is that hundredths? Well, if I look here, I have 2 and 5/10, 2 and 6/10, 2 and 7/10. So it's not going to be tenths, but I think they took away 100. So let me see how many spaces they got. What I'm going to do is I'm going to count the spaces from 2 and 6/10 to 2 and 7/10. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that must be hundredths. So each one of these little hashes must be worth 200 because there's 5 of them. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's a whole. So I took away 1 and 200. And that's which equation is represented by the number line. If I was going to solve that, I would have 3 and 7/10, and I make that 3 and 70 hundredths minus 1 and 2 hundredths. And then all I got to do is subtract, guys. 6, 10 minus 2 is 8, 6, 2. So right here would be 2 and 68 hundredths. Guys, the way this is represented on your test, it's going to ask you a problem, and it's going to ask you if it represents it. All right, like always, if you have any questions, message me, comment. Let me know in the morning. If you have questions about your homework, let me know, and we'll go over it. If not, have a great day. All right, see you guys tomorrow.